Hey, what's up guys, Notoh here, and welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath commentary. This is a cast that was uploaded, I think yesterday. It was uploaded by WookieBert, and it is Unleashed UA versus WookieBert, so let's get right into it. So starting on the top right hand side of Tournament Odyssey, as the Green Reaper 17, it is Unleashed UA, he's the animal of Kane's Wrath. And he's looking to beat WookieBert in this game. And in the bottom left-hand side, as said previously, it is WookieBert who is smurfing as BootyWarrior, if you saw the name. He's just going for the two standard engineers for his spikes. Unleashed going for those two engineers as well. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he did a rush of some kind or went for WookieBert's spikes, considering both of those Unleashed tends to do quite a lot. And Unleashed going for those descents. Probably a 5 descent rush, considering those are what most players do with Reaper, because it's easier to just shift click, and as well as it's not very cost effective to train more than 5 unless you're going for something really heavy. But Unleashed getting that scout right away onto WookieBert with that buzzer. Wookie not so much, 2 buzzers in the middle to counter him. Let's see if he actually has any scouts slip past Unleashed here, because Unleashed is not going to want Wookie to see these descents until it's too late. Although there will be a buzzer draft from WookieBert trying to see if there's any shenanigans going on. Unleashed should probably sell off this portal, probably going to do that any second. He's actually going to get, Wookie's going to get this buzzer into his base, get those scouts on. Wookie will spot the descents though, as that squad did take them out. Now, Unleashed dropping a stasis, and he doesn't have fast legs because he is Reaper. So the thing I could see him using this for is the stasis shield. Like, stasis chamber, stasis shield. Yeah, because that's probably would be the most useful. He could possibly slow down WookieBert a lot, slow down his expansion. But these descents actually are going to go into the base. There is, I believe, 5 of them to turn on health virus, considering... Yeah, I'm just going to guess that's 5. But we will see a stasis shield coming out from Unleashed. It's going to both stop the harvesters as well as stop the buzzer hive that was put down by WookieBert to try to get the descents. The descents will strike down a power plant instantly. They're going for the MCV. Unleashed going to put them around the MCV, doing a lot of damage. Has more descents coming into the mix now. There is going to be another buzzer hive, but that's going to die. The stasis shield finally runs out. That's another buzzer hive, and now these descents are more than likely going to get taken down, as that's 2 buzzer hives. That's going to be actually the 4th, I believe, for WookieBert on this defense, as he did put down 2. But that is a lot of buzzer hives, although they're going to shut down these descents more than likely. My cat on keyboard as I'm casting. My sister's mad at me for putting cat on down from keyboard. I didn't throw her. Anyway, it will be a gunwalker produced by WookieBert trying to shut down those descents. His MCV will survive. Only a power plant and a lot of buzzer hive were picked off. The harvesters were off the line for quite some time. But so Unleashed will be ahead. Has that 2 and 5. Unleashed not going for an expansion just yet. Might be placing down a power plant or something. Actually, that's building too slow to be a power plant. So there will be a seeker tank coming out from early. It's going to spot this buzzer. WookieBert just getting that good scouting in. And that was a tier 2 for Unleashed. That was a nerf center. So Unleashed possibly going for dev tanks, a really strong unit of Reapers. Get those TIB reserves and potentially do a lot of damage. But there are these descents still left. They actually are going to go for this buzzer. Did that buzzer spot it? Yeah, Wookie spotted the buzzer. He's going to be... Wookie spotted the descents. Sorry, he's going to be moving that, but does get taken down. Lightning Spike placed down by WookieBert. He's going to just try to do some damage. That's more than likely just for scouting, not actually attempting to do a lot of damage. But these descents, looks like they're going to be taken out by a buzzer and this gunwalker. They will not get that spike, so both players onto spikes. And WookieBert actually stasising the tier 3 of Unleashed. Unleashed going for fast tech. He's going to have that crafter which takes down the lightning spike along with the gunwalker. And so, for now, he doesn't have tier 3 just because it is stasis. But there will be mechapedes coming out from WookieBert. That's 1 mecha. Both players have fast tech. The expansions will be happening now. And now, let's see what they're going for. I'm guessing mechapedes. It's a Reaper mirror. They both have the really powerful option of Reaper tripods, but at this point it's probably more advantageous to go for Mechapedes. But we will also see a dev tank from Unleashed, although one Mechapede head does come out. That looks like a second one that's training right now. There is a Corruptor and Gunwalker solo. They will get taken down very easily by the Mechapedes. There's one Gunwalker in the middle of the map here for Wookiebert. There's the dev tank here. If Unleashed can get a good snipe shot, that could definitely ruin Wookiebert's day right now. That Devourer tank is in a very good position, but the thing is, the Mechapedes can kite it, obviously. They are much faster than a dev tank, and we will see a Gunwalker now just eating away at the shields on Unleashed's field. Now, there is the full tech for Wookiebert. He does he still have his 1.5? I'm not saying it's tier 1.5. So no, he doesn't have his stasis, but he does have a portal, so he can train one whenever he wants. Although, there's actually this Gunwalker, or Shardwalker, sorry, in here doing a lot of damage for Wookiebert on this Harvester. At the very least, if Unleashed leaves it unchecked, it could do quite a lot of damage. Second ref goes down on Unleashed's expansion. Wookiebert, similar timing. And the shields are actually just getting eaten away. The Mechapede will finally come and take out that Shardwalker. That it has mostly shard segments, although I think it has one distant segment. Wookiebert, though, looks like no, he does not have the advantage of Mechapedes. I was about to say that, but no, he doesn't. Or actually, because Unleashed has 4. Okay, both players have 4 Mechapedes. Unleashed, Wookiebert actually having his 6th head just training right there. So Bert's a little bit ahead, but that single Mechapede is probably not a good thing for Unleashed to lose. That should not have been isolated right there. That's a single head left, and there will be a Storm Column placed down, but that is incredibly... Was that a Storm Column snipe? Something sniped that. Unleashed does not possess the tower, so it has to have been that Storm Column. Yeah. That Storm Column getting that really nice snipe on the head, but this time the Mechapedes are in Wookiebert's base. He has to face his drone ship, and there will be battling over here. Looks like Harvesters were damaged. I'm not sure if Harvesters were killed. The Wookiebert might have actually just been going for the phase on his Harvesters, trying to save them as opposed to his drone ship, because the Mechapedes aren't really at all threatening to a drone ship for the most part. Although the Mechapedes were phased by Unleashed, he wants to get those away, and so he's actually turning a lot more in his base. Wookiebert was probably going to transition pretty soon into something else, as these Mechapedes. Unleashed is now winning the numbers game versus him. Although he's going for the tier 3, Wookiebert going for the tier 3, but this is where the battle comes in. There will be headshots for both players. Wookiebert gets 2, Unleashed gets a pair as well. Wookiebert getting more of these headshots, but Unleashed just has more mechas. And Unleashed looks like he's going to win the fight, but only with 2 Mechapedes left, and he had many more than Wookiebert at the start of the fight. So, more cost effective for Wookie, but at the same time Unleashed still wins the fight, keeps his tier 3 alive, and we will see Descents coming out for Wookiebert. He could possibly just camp here, wait for the Harvesters to come down, because he knows Unleashed's timings. He knows Unleashed has just expanded. There's a Mechapede here. It might spot out these Descents depending on how close he plays to them, but it's not going to. Unleashed doesn't know about these Descents. They could potentially jump up on these Harvesters, but now there's another Mechapede battle. Nice headshot from Wookiebert. Takes out those mechas. Now 4 for each player. Actually 5 for Unleashed. And both players keeping with these mechas, trading a lot of them. And Wookiebert has these surprise Descents that may definitely throw a wrench in Unleashed's plan. And what do you know? Why am I not surprised that Unleashed is going for Wookiebert spikes? Of course he is. That's a very classic Unleashed move. There will be the mechas, though, coming into Wookiebert's second field. Takes down 1 Harvester immediately. There is the lightning spike placed down, but same with Unleashed. A couple of the mechas for Wookiebert get sniped, and Wookiebert actually losing his mechas. He's not microwing them enough. And these Harvesters will be going down. This whole field is essentially just totally taken out by the Mechapedes of Unleashed. That's 3 Harvesters full of Tiberium. 1 refinery does get sold off, and all the Harvesters go down. This Harvester's sitting here. There's not actually enough. The only way I can see Wookiebert covering from this is if these Descents do something huge. But now, the second field is sold totally wiped out, and that still had a lot of Tiberium on it. Like, compared to Unleashed had way more Tiberium on it than Wookiees did. And Wookiee just lost it, so that's a lot of untapped eco. The Synths, though, now come in. They look like they're going to take down one Harvester for sure. I'm not sure if Unleashed did have more on this field, though, on his third field. There was Buzzer Swarm called. That's going to be a Buzzer Hive at least forced. So that's Buzzer Hive and Buzzer Swarm at least forced out to avoid losing more Harvesters. But I think that's actually only 1 or 2 Harvesters lost. Not the biggest loss compared to the damage that Unleashed did to Wookiee with those mechas. Now, Wookiee, he is on 2 and 3 on his expansion. That's way more than Unleashed, which only has 2 and 2. He's going to be pulling over 3 more Harvesters, get that 2 and 5 right away. Nice job from Unleashed. He's doing actually really good macros so far this game. He's been ahead of his field timings, and he hasn't really lost much to any sort of weird rushes or shenanigans. Now, the phase is forced out onto the Harvesters from Unleashed. These are caused by the 3 mechas rolling through his base, and they could actually snipe off a couple of these Harvesters, except the Storm Column is here. Although I believe they will be able to kite it relatively successfully, but not if there's like 8 Mechapedes coming in to shut down Wookiee Bird's hopes and dreams. Now, there is this lightning spike still here for Unleashed, so he does have a little bit of scouting. The action phase goes off on Wookiee Bird's mechas. He has to save those. They're really all he has left in this game, and units-wise, like, he has no units at all. He's producing a little bit more mechas. Although, that massive mecha force from Unleashed, it's rolling into Wookiee Bird's base. Wookiee Bird only has a Storm Column to defend it, although it's out of range of the War Factory. So, that War Factory will be going down right away. The mechas have to do something to defend this Storm Column will be the only hope that Wookiee Bird has to defend his base. But there's so many mechas, and they can just kite the Storm Column for the most part. I might have called a lightning spike earlier. Now, yeah, lightning spike even gets placed down for Unleashed. Another Storm Column comes down from Wookiee Bird. He's gonna look to take down that lightning spike, but these Mechapedes still are in this field wreaking havoc, especially when they take down that Harvester. There will be some takedowns from Wookiee. Takes down at least 1 mecha of Unleashed, and Unleashed's numbers have thinned from 8 to 6. But at the same time, that's massive damage. He took out the War Factory, and this drone platform is actually pretty damaged for Wookiee Bird. Now, Unleashed looks like he's going for Storm Riders. Yeah, that's more than likely what he's going for. Storm Riders it doesn't make sense to build packs here, and he doesn't have Devourer or Devastator warships, not Devourer. And now the Mechapedes, though, on Wookiee Bird's second field are going to be duking it out once again, and once again Unleashed has way more numbers. So Wookiee Bird is, no matter if he gets these snipes, which he's actually getting fairly decent headshots, he's just doesn't have the numbers. And this time Unleashed getting that really strong micro, getting the headshots on Wookiee Birds. They're going to be surrounding this 1 Harvester left, and there's 2 Harvesters left on Wookiee Bird's second field. Although Wookiee still has 5 mechas, it looks like. That's 1 head. They're going to be trying to replenish them. That's actually a huge snipe for Wookiee. There will be 2 more snipes. That is quite a lot of kills, but Unleashed gets 2 in return, it looks like. And now this Harvester going to be going down. This field has been devastated once again by Unleashed. And his mechas have been going down. There have been really good micro actually from Wookiee on these Mechapede snipes. But, especially including that Mechapede of Unleashed just got sniped down. So now Wookiee actually does have the numbers advantage, but his eco's been totally devastated. Let's look at this. So Unleashed,
under attack.
Their eco right now is fairly current. Unleashed only like 500 credits ahead. Although really the only hope Wookiee Bird has left in this game is to harvest this entire field, as well as take out his mechas. Which, guess what? He just did that successfully. Unleashed losing his mechas, but guess what? He has more. He's coming from the north with those mechas, and their Storm Column placed down from Wookiee. This could potentially do quite a bit of damage. There will be snipes from the Mechapedes themselves. No micro from Wookiee, though. Both his mechas going to be sniped down. Are actually going to be sniped down to heads. They don't actually totally lose the mecha, which is quite... I feel like Unleashed, those standing still should have gone those. There will be that Tib Vane support. Icar Seed support power. Why am I messing up names so badly today? So there will be the Icar Seed support power coming in for Unleashed, getting that tip. And Wikibird still does have quite a lot of it left on his second field, as well as he's using that Icar Seed. He's 2-4 on his third. Nothing on his main, but Storm Riders, you know how I mentioned those earlier, for Unleashed, they're gonna come in. Those looks like 2 airfields, yup. 2 airfields of Storm Riders gonna come in. They're gonna wreck some face over in Wikibird's base. And now, Plasma Missile Battery comes out, but it does not have shards, meaning that it's actually very, very not good versus Storm Riders, especially the 8 of them, which are actually very, very meaty. And now Unleashed is going to take out Wikibird's tier 3. This tier 3 could actually end his, like, he's been relying on Mecha Peats and Storm Columns. Taking out the tier 3 is massive. Looks like Wikibird, though, could already be trading another, but let's go back into this mecha fight. They're both standing still. Both players look like they're microing elsewhere. One mecha head left. Unleashed, yeah, okay, so Wikibird wins the mecha fight once again. Although Unleashed, he still has his tier 3, and he's producing Reaper tripods, 2 of them so far, as well as he still does have the Storm Riders. And Plasma Missile Battery is going down. And there will be power down. Let's see if the tier 3 goes down. Yep, Wikibird replenishing that tier 3, another Plasma Missile Battery. Although there's this lightning spike here, just damaging this portal. Since though will be produced, trying to take down that lightning spike. Unleashed instantly putting repair on it. And Wikibird has 5 buzzers on his spike to prevent Unleashed from... He has 5 buzzers on his spike, but Unleashed still has it. That's probably from a buzzer swarm support power or something of the like. That was called to try to avoid getting that capped, but still, it did get capped. So Wikibird has this spike, but that's actually much easier to take. But Unleashed is going to be going for that, as we have a really silent moment in the game with like no game sounds at all. And
no.
Yeah, Lois. But my cat, well, my sister and my cat's dialogue. But this engineer from Unleashed looks like it will be going for taking the spike. There will be harvesters though coming over. That could actually be a huge error. These harvesters, there's 2 of them. They're coming over to the field. Wikibird should spot this, yeah. Wikibird Unleashed notices it right away actually. So those harvesters will be falling back. Interestingly, both players have gone the defense towers. They are actually incredibly strong. But now Unleashed, he has 6 Reaper tripods and the Storm Riders. That's quite a powerful force. The mechas in from Wikibird will take down the Harvester and Unleashed's main. Or what was his main? The spike will be getting mowed down though by the Disintegrators. That's one of Unleashed's precious spikes going down. Wikibird could probably do something similar with the Mecha Beads, and a lot of them actually have disc segments now. They don't do a lot of damage versus anything that's not air units. But at the same time, there's quite a lot of Storm Riders, so it's probably very worth it. And that's a free Harvester snipe for Wookie. Unleashed not watching it, his Harvesters all running out. And the Storm Riders, they're going to be coming out onto Wookie's second base. Takes out some Harvesters. Shardwalker there as well. Looks like that's scouting. I'm not sure why they would have the Shardwalker there. But a couple Storm Riders going down. Sorry if I missed that. I did not see the battle marker on the radar. So now, the Descent's looking to go for Unleashed Space. There's 2 Buzzer Hives though. And Buzzer Hives happen to be very good at fighting distance. Although, when you distract from the main group, they actually do. He's going to force those buzzers off and at least will kill possibly 2 Buzzer Hives. Actually, only 1. So really, that money right there, kind of, well, it's not really spent the best on. Unleashed. You probably should have just placed those down right next to them when the distance came. But at the same time, Wookie producing those tripods does have force fields and no conversion reserves though yet. Unleashed, he has the 6 Reaper tripods outside the base. He does have conversion reserves, but no Tiberium in any of his tripods, which basically nullifies the point of conversion reserves. So the fight looks like it's going to be happening. Wikibird does have Descents and Shock Troopers actually. So Descents and Shock's fairly good units to fight these tripods, as well as the 3 tripods he has himself are pretty good. Although I'm guessing is the shocks to fight the Storm Riders, not the tripods. The shocks are best versus air. Cause yeah. Yeah. So now their distance actually will sneak past the tripods. They look like they're going for the base of Unleash. There's a Shard Walker here though, and Shard Walkers counter distance, so they will be doing that damage. They will kill that, but the Storm Column looks like it's probably going to finish them off, especially when the Storm Riders come in and finish off these descents. They're not the best versus infantry, but at the same time, they will do the damage needed. So now, both players at a pretty economic stalemate. Pretty equal Tib, as Wookiebird has finally harvested his second, and now he does have a single harvester on his main, which has actually been going steadily this whole time, pretty much. Unleashed, on the other hand, has a little bit of Tib on his third. Sorry. Unleashed does have, yeah, does have that Tib on his third. Wookiebird, on the other hand, also has a little bit on his third. Both have growth accelerators, or growth stimulators, sorry. Yeah, both have, actually, Unleashed growth stimulator, I think he, or if he just placed it right there, or I'm just blind. Anyway, that's actually quite a force that Wookiebird has massed. He has 4 tripods, quite a lot of mechapedes, and a bunch of shock troopers. Now, this pretty much entirely counters what Unleashed has. I was very for a moment. He's training Gunwalker or Shard Walkers. It looks like those are for actually taking down the shock troopers, but at the same time, Shard Walkers happen to be very vulnerable to mechapedes and tripods, and the Storm Riders really aren't that strong versus any of them. Now, Unleashed still has the 2 airfields, but I only count for 4 Storm Riders. That is tower snipe though. That is, however, yep, okay, those are really damaging, like, base segments, damaging towers, and I did not. So, even more Storm Riders will be taken out. Only 3 left for Unleashed. He did sell off one of his airfields, meaning that those Storm Riders are basically all he's going to have. The defense tower actually does an insane amount of damage for mechapedes, as it can basically completely cut off, like, a portion of the mechapede. The Storm Riders, though, did get obliterated for the most part by those disc segments, although the mechapedes did die because Storm Columns, Reaper Tripods, and Defense Towers happen to be very good, and that is a lot of Reaper Tripods. And just in general, a lot of shielded units. So basically, Unleashed force now entirely is Gunwalkers and Tripods, a very powerful combination, although these mechapedes are going to be running into it. Wookiebird needs to move his forces. His forces actually are all rolling through Unleashed's base. How did I not notice this? I'm so rusty at casting. But these tripods, these shock troopers, actually going to be doing a lot of damage onto these storm columns and the base in general. Shields will be going down, and they don't have much Tiberium left for their conversion reserves. They still don't have conversion reserves. Anyways, these tripods will be doing a lot of damage. Unleashed has to pull his forces back, and that stasis is huge. Takes out 4 of the descents from the fight. Now these mechapedes will be coming in. Another huge stasis from Wookiebird. Good aim MP onto these tripods. These mechapedes going to be trying to do some damage point blank, but they have a lot of disc segments, and disc segments have to suck versus armor. Now the shock troopers finally coming in, and Unleashed has lost his counter. He's gonna call in buzzer swarms, but the buzzer swarms aren't enough. These shock troopers actually are gonna save the day for Wookiebird, considering that his really Unleashed only option left is to crush them or to train a buzzer hive. But the thing is, he has the buzzer hive ready, I believe, but he's not placing it down for some reason. That is a massive graveyard of tripods, but these shock troopers are gonna be just totally destroying everything. That storm column looks like it's gonna be down. And I forgot, he has no build radius. Unleashed has no build radius here, so he can't train a buzzer hive to take down these shock troopers. And now, Wookiebird, for the most part, winning that fight, taking out all of Unleashed tripods. And what does Unleashed have left? A defense tower, and he's drafting some distance really quickly. He's going to be actually mass portal, 3 portals. This is his only choice, his only hope. But there's going to be the buzzer swarm drafted. And that is a lot of distance going down. But at the same time, the shock troopers also going down. A couple of them get teleported out. That, with those blink packs, very useful upgrade to have. Although, what is WookieBert doing? He's massing engineers to take up all these tripods. That's so many. WookieBert's gonna have so many tripods. Now, these descents coming in. Looks like they're gonna be actually going for just husk snipes. Because if they take down these Reaper tripod husks, that's gonna be a lot of waste of money on engineers for WookieBert. But he does train up quite a lot of these descents, though. That's a Ravager. Did Unleashed intentionally train a Ravager, or did you just sell? Oh, Unleashed just sold us tier 3. So now, these tripods, that is quite a lot of them from these engineers and their recoveries. Now, there is a lot of descents. And what is WookieBert going to do about it? He's going to be training Shardwalkers. But he does not have force field generators. That's the upgrade I'm forgetting. He does not have attenuated force field or blue shards yet for those Shardwalkers, which would be incredibly useful. But the Storm Riders are coming in, and they will be doing some damage, but then the Shardwalkers, they're going to be doing a lot of damage to those Storm Riders. Storm Riders, that looks like it's going to be the end of Unleashed Air Force, except he is training more. Has 2 Storm Riders left, and Unleashed UA, the Animal of Kane's Wrath, has been defeated by WookieBert in a surprising comeback. At one point in time, WookieBert had basically no units, no economy, and just in general was losing. But WookieBert with an insane comeback. Now, let's look at this graph, because this graph really tells the tale. This is where Unleashed had a massive amount of Mechapedes compared to WookieBert. Then, he just basically climbed back up, won the fights, and just surged to victory. But structure stab is useless. But then, on this economy side, Unleashed was leading for most of this game. This is a massive difference. But WookieBert just kept steady, and Unleashed basically burned out all his economy without WookieBert doing anything. So, fairly similar eco in the end, but that it was a massive comeback from WookieBert. Very great game. I apologize for my rusty casting because it's just been so long. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.